Happy Valentine's Day, everybody, especially those of you that are fortunate enough to be in the presence of somebody you love unconditionally who reciprocates those feelings honestly. It's quite rare these days, even for those of us that have sought it since basically puberty. Wanted to do this video today because in addition to it being Valentine's Day, which makes it, wildly appropriate and fashionable, to speak about love and romance and dating. So I wanted to do a video about what, in my opinion, is, the major problems with modern dating. And if you consider this a rant or a whinge, it's my birthday, so I get away with it today. Yeah, that's right. I'm single on my birthday and I'm a Valentine's baby. Yeah, there I am. The day I was born, February 14th, 1987. Yeah. Where do you think my dad went to college? See? Little guy. As you can see, I never completely grew into my head. It was big, 13 and a half inches. I was told that my whole life by my mother. Yes, I had a big head. And I'm the oldest, so you do the math. Anyway, what is the problems with modern dating? The major ones. And in my opinion, it's a lack of honesty and groupthink. And I'm going to get into that. So, a lack of honesty with modern dating basically boils down to people should be honest and open about what they're seeking from the very beginning when, beginning to hit on somebody and consider something romantic happening. It's best to be honest because otherwise that's how people get hurt and people can become damaged and walk away from dating forever. For example, if one is looking for, something short term or casual or just a hookup, be honest about it. There's no reason not to be. One, it's the right thing to do. Leave the demisexuals alone. There's so few of us. Let us find each other because it's all or nothing, real thing, deep connection with us. But also, it's just sleazy and wrong, to like lead someone on and be like, well, I want, I'm looking for something long-term and a real connection. And then like a month later, like, I am done with you, on to the next toy. That'd be very James Franco of you. Yeah, I don't like him. I met him once, long ago. But that means something. What do you think I did? But anyway, and also, let's be honest, in today's modern dating, there are plenty of people out there looking for friends with benefits or casual relationship or a one-night stand. So why don't you do the right thing? And, those of you that want that, pursue each other because you're looking for the same thing. And then there's no lies or betrayal involved because if you're being open and honest about that's what you're seeking, then, hey, the two people that enter into that relationship or agreement, what have you, you know what you're getting into. That's what you both said you were looking for, so there's no lies or deception involved. But many times, people aren't honest. There are a lot of men who try to pursue women who are not inclined for those kind of arrangements and simply lie to them and say they want something real as some kind of conquest, as there's some kind of prize or trophy. And conversely, though not quite as common, though common, is there are women who do the same, to men, or they go for the whole hypergamy factor where it's like, oh, well, this guy's everything I wanted, but, he's a firefighter and he makes 70 grand a year. I want a guy like that who makes 200 grand a year. It's like, a demisexual INFJ male witch who also makes 200 grand a year. He doesn't have any kids, was never married before, and used to be a model. Yeah, who can cook and all that. I might have that market cornered. So there's that. And that's what it basically boils down to in that aspect with modern dating is people need to be open and honest about what they want, what they're seeking, and honest about themselves too. I was deceived a few months ago by, a woman who chased me for quite some time. But to be fair to her, she was open and honest about her past, which is important too, in honesty. Now, the other side of that coin is you shouldn't judge somebody, too much from their past, assuming that their past remains in their past. If someone's past exerts itself into the present, well, then it's relevant if it's in the present again. But I always found it best, and a lot of people don't do that, is to be open about your past. Yes, she gave me a funny look when I told her that my number was in the single digits. Didn't believe me, given my age and how I look. But nonetheless, it was true, and she was open about her, more past. Anyway, but I didn't hold that against her because, she told the truth. I'm not saying, people have the right to ask about people's romantic past, but in the same vein, if you're going to ask somebody and they tell you, then you should tell that person in return, two-way street kind of thing. So yeah, be open and honest about your past. Don't get too hung up. A lot of men get hung up on a woman's body count, which I don't really, see that as a big deal. What is a red flag to me personally is if a woman's talking about her past and there was a lot of infidelity when she was in a committed relationship, because that just goes to, that's not like judging someone for how many people they've been with. That's, INFJ, trust issues. It's like, am I going to get hurt? Is this like inevitable that I'm going to get hurt? Maybe I should push her away kind of thing. And because INFJs struggle with trust. Not that like once we trust someone, we continue to have trust issues, but to open up to somebody to give that initial trust is difficult for us, particularly if we've been through narcissistic abuse too. So there's that. Bottom line is be honest about who you are, what your past is, and what type of relationship you're seeking with the person you're pursuing. It's just the right thing to do. Now, the second major point I want to talk about is groupthink. A relationship should be between two people, whoever they are, whatever their orientation, gender, regardless. But they're entering a relationship with each other. So it should be between the two people in the relationship. And that's all that should matter, not what other people think, not if, the almighty old boys club or, the almighty clique who wants to relive high school agrees or not, because they're not in the relationship. When you're in a relationship with somebody, you should be able to trust each other, particularly if you talk about, a deep connection and say you can say anything to each other and that it would stay between you. If you then go and, tell everything to this group of self-appointed, demigod leaders who think they have the right to make everybody's decisions for them, that's not good. So you should avoid that. And keep in mind, just because someone claims to be your friend doesn't mean they have your best interests at heart. People have ulterior motives. People lie. So, for instance, what I mean by that is, say you meet somebody and everything's great, they're everything you've been looking for, they're honest and all that, but your group of so-called friends doesn't approve, not for any like reasons about the individual that you're entering relationships with past or anything, like based on any actual knowledge and facts they have, just because no, they don't like it and they feel they have the right to say who can date who, and they want to push you into a relationship with somebody that you don't have a romantic connection to, but they're in the club. Yeah, that's what I mean by groupthink. You should never enter a relationship because other people want you to be with that person. It's not going to end well. You're going to get hurt and you're going to feel used, and rightfully so. I know a lot of ENFJs that have been in that situation at least once. So remember, it is your decision who you enter a relationship with. Your friends don't get a vote. Your boss doesn't get a vote. And if your boss thinks that they have the right to tell you who you can date and who you can't, report them, because that's not going to end well for them. You should report them for two reasons. One, because it's flat out wrong, and also because if a boss thinks they have control over your romantic life and your life outside of work, then that is a red flag of narcissism right there. So be aware of that. Be aware that in my opinion, to fix the problems of modern dating is people should be open and honest about exactly what they're looking for when entering a relationship with somebody, and keep in mind that the relationship is between the two of you, and that's how it should stay. And other people's vote doesn't matter. Sure, information about somebody's past, or red flags about somebody being a scumbag is all important, but at the end of the day, somebody just going, I don't approve because I said so, that's just narcissistic and nothing more. And you should probably go no contact with that person, because they clearly view you as their property and think they get to make your decisions for you. So be aware of that. That's my Valentine's Day rant. I'm 36 today. I'm Cupid because I was born today, so I can rant about love. So listen, remember, trust your intuition about who you're getting involved with and what you think they actually are looking for. And there's no integrity in dating somebody because somebody else tells you to. If you don't have feelings for them and you have feelings for somebody else, go for the person you have feelings with, because love is about your connection with somebody else. It's not a popularity contest. That's high school bullshit. And for those that love high school, sorry, it ends at 18 and it'll never come back.